Yeah, the revelations now televised. A platform for you and I. And now look with full heart and clear eyes. Now, these are just my thoughts. Truth on how I feel on these topics I reveal. Please know my toll, I always keep it real. Can't face the word if you can't face facts. For your time, just open up your mind. That's it, just live, think big, now take that. With God in me, this here was made by design. Yeah, the revelation will be televised. REVELSations.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the REVELSations Podcast. It's your boy, Rev. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. You know I'm going to tell you to do all those things. I love being on here with you all. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for sharing. That's what you can continue to do. Subscribe, share. Help your boy out. I will be quick today. I'm pausing in the middle of season 2. Not necessarily one of these brain idea topics like I normally have. Just got done with talking about like why people are upset. Just did an interview with this guy named Tim Moon about like spiritual awakening. But today I'm going to talk about what my podcast is here for. What am I trying to do? And that is, I'm actually trying to get into and make some, what I like to call good trouble, some good trouble. So the term good trouble was made popular by the late civil rights leader, John Lewis. According to one source, it suggests that good trouble means standing up to authority for what you believe in, standing up to authority for what you believe in. And that's what this podcast is all about. I believe in some things, and I'm going to stand up and speak. I will not be muted. I'm here to cancel culture. That's not what Rev is about. No, we should be able to speak our mind because we are not being evil to people. We're not denigrating other people. We just should be able to speak our mind, give our preferences, talk about our opinions, to engage and open up conversation for other people. We're too scared. There's this new thing that people are saying. Say the quiet part out loud. Well, Rev has been doing that for years. That's what I do. I say the quiet part out loud. I feel like I should have coined that term, and I should be getting some residuals and some money for people using that now, saying the quiet part out loud. So what is the quiet part? The quiet part is thinking about things, not necessarily agreeing with the authority or the status quo. And in this case, the authority could be social media. It could be society, and speaking up for it and saying, you know what? I don't agree with that. Remember, it's not I don't agree with you. I don't agree with that. I don't stand for that. I'm not going to be a part of that. I know society is moving this way. I'm going to move the other way. I know society is moving right. I'm going to move left. I know society is moving left. I'm going to move right. Because this is what I think, based on my own thoughts, feelings, data, stats, and what I find works best for me. So getting in some good trouble is talking about what people consider controversial topics. I'm going to let you in on something. I don't believe any topic in the world is controversial. People say, oh, it's a sensitive topic. It's only sensitive if you inject your feelings into it, or you're not able to separate feelings from thought. I'm pretty good at that. And I can recognize when my feelings are mixing in with my thought. So I'll give an example. I do another podcast. That podcast is called The Adam and Eden Show. You can find that podcast wherever you get your podcast. You can also find that podcast on YouTube. Me and my friend Eden, we get in there and we rock out. And her and I were talking the other day, and I felt like she was sort of distancing herself. Now, I said, I felt like, and I recognized, and I told her, I said, Eden, I think you've been sort of giving me the cold shoulder. No, she wasn't, right? And I told her, I said, look, this could just be me. This could be my sensibilities, but as friends, we need to talk about this. Talked about it. It was no big deal. Able to squash it. It wasn't even anything to squash, I should say, but able to talk about it. I recognized that my feelings were involved. I've said some things on this podcast that other people have heard, and they get tied up in it, and they're like, oh, that might be racist. That might be sexist. But is it? It's just my opinion or preference. This isn't me defending myself. But I will say, if you listen to the REVELSations podcast, I stand strong in my opinions. I have reason for the opinions that I give, but I never say anything to down another person, to down another group of people. But I refuse to be silenced and say, just because society is saying this should be the case, I'm going to go along with that. I will go along with it if I feel and I think that is the right thing to do. And I want to encourage everybody to get in some good trouble and stand on what you believe in, so long as what you believe in or what you think is not hurting other people. We should not be canceled because we do not agree with the way the world is going. It seems to me like we ask people to be open-minded, be able to think, right? But oftentimes it's the most open-minded people who want to cancel those who don't think like them. But I thought we were being open-minded. So if we're open-minded, that should mean looking at all sides, being able to see all sides. And I can see all sides, but I still land and I stand on one side more than the other. It does not mean that you can't stand on the other side of this particular issue. We can stand together as people, but on different sides of an issue. And the good trouble I'm trying to get in is say, you know what? I don't necessarily believe what everybody else in society believes. I may have some more traditional values. I may have some more old school ideas, and that's okay. I shouldn't be canceled because of it. Or if I have some new age ideas and they're going against the more traditional ideas, I shouldn't be canceled for that either. We should be allowed to voice our opinion so long as it's not hurting other people, or we're not sending out manifestos or doctrine to hurt other people, and that be okay. Let me tell you something. My goal with the REVELSations Podcast is to begin to interview people where me and those people do not see eye to eye on topics. I want to, like, about race, gender, violence, guns, the government, all of this stuff, because I want to begin to have the conversation and get into some good trouble and begin to break down the walls and fallacy of controversial topics. We have to stop that, because we will never grow if we don't talk to each other and respect each other's differences. My differences and my opinion should be respected, just like I always respect the opinions of others. Again, so long as it's not hurting other people, so long as it's not downing other people. You may have your preference. You may have your likes or dislikes. You may not prefer me, which is fine. I'm not offended when people don't prefer me, when people don't prefer what I say, so long as they do it in a respectful way. That should be okay. So let's stop being afraid of cancel culture. Let's stop being afraid of voicing our opinion, so long as we're able to voice our opinion without saying anything negative. Now, oftentimes people might still get offended, but just because a person, I should say, is offended doesn't mean I did something offensive. That means they took offense to something that may not be offensive. Ask yourself, have you ever done something with a good heart, a good mind, a good soul, and a good spirit, and someone still got upset about it? Probably so. Are you going to stop doing that thing because the person got upset if it's in your heart, soul, and mind to do the right thing? I would suggest you probably should. The reason is because we should be able to live our lives. We should be able to voice our opinions. All sides should be heard so we can learn and grow. That's it. Real quick one on the REVELSations Podcast. Pause in the middle of season 2. Let's get into some good trouble. Let's cancel culture. And let's just make this world a better place by knocking down the ideas of this is a controversial topic. No, it's not. We should be able to talk about it. We should be able to talk about race. We should be able to talk about gender. We should be able to talk about politics without everybody getting all frustrated. I was at work the other day, and I had one of the best conversations I've had. This young lady listened to one of the episodes of two of the episodes of REVELSations Podcast, and she came to talk to me about these things. Me and her did not see eye to eye, but the fact that we could talk about it was so good. So good that I've invited her onto the podcast. I don't know if she's going to come. She knows who she is. Come on, holla at your boy, Rev, on the REVELSations Podcast. That's it. That's all. Please subscribe, rate, and review. You can contact the show directly at the REVELSations Podcast. That's on Instagram, TikTok, and you can email, the show at REVELSationspodcast@gmail.com. Hit me up. Let me know if you want to come on the show. We can decide something to talk about. I'm willing to talk to fans as well. Let's make it happen. Let's make this things grow. I am, because we are, and I'll holler at you guys next time. Hallelujah, holla back. Peace.